You know, one of my favorite things about Naruto, from the day I started watching even to now, is the series' use of dojutsu. The Sharingan, the Byakugan, the Rinnegan, and the Tenseigan. These were among my favorites, with the Sharingan and Rinnegan taking top spot because of all of the cool abilities they offered. To be honest, they made the Uchiha Clan really OP. There's no wonder that they were considered a threat to the Leaf and needed to be put down. But also, it's a wonder that they were able to be put down at all. Among all the Uchiha, there were few deadlier than Madara. Through life, he was a titan, and in death, his legacy continued with Nagato, who displayed just a small fraction of Madara's power when he devastated the Leaf. But that is my question now. What if Obito chose Naruto to hold the Rinnegan instead of Nagato? Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. This isn't the first time I've told a story like this. In the past, I told a similar story in which Naruto switched lives with Nagato and joined Akatsuki. Oh look, there's the link. Feel free to watch it if you want, I can wait for you here. Alright, if you're still with us, let's keep going. In this video, I plan to do something similar, but instead of Nagato and Naruto switching lives, we're instead going to give Naruto the Rinnegan and see how that plays out. So join me for this story and we'll see where it takes our favorite gutsy ninja. It all starts on one chilly October night. The sound of a baby crying echoes out across the village and everything is peaceful. A mother cradles her newborn baby as the father reinforces the seal. They had a bad feeling that something might happen, but the pleasant surprise was that nothing did. With the seal reinforced, the fourth Hokage joined his wife in welcoming their newborn child into this world. And together, they settle on a name. Naruto Namikaze. All the while, in the shadows lingered a masked man. The faint glow of humanity still smoldering in him, drawing him away from his objective to take the tailed beast, he lets the family enjoy this moment. The last dying gasp of the student who had called the fourth Hokage his mentor. Returning to the shadows, he came up with a different idea. In honor of his mentor, he would choose this child for a greater purpose, to aid in the plan to make the world a better place. At a very early age, Naruto's parents would notice something about him. He had odd, rippling eyes that possessed a very similar air about them as the Uchiha's Sharingan. This was strange, as Naruto should bear no Uchiha blood whatsoever, and to a point, the Uchiha are themselves perplexed at how this came about, while suspicious at the same time. Some proposed that Kushina had cheated, others that Naruto was the reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths. But no matter what was true, it caused an uproar within the village. This brought about an issue that was quite contentious between the Uchiha and the Hidden Leaf proper. It appeared as if war was on the horizon. However, Minato used this event as a positive to try and bring peace to the village. However, the Foundation doesn't take too kindly to this. They see Naruto not as something to bring the village together, but as something that will inevitably rip it apart. And so, as per the original plan, Itachi is sent in to eradicate the Uchiha Clan. Furthermore, Naruto is considered a threat to the village. Naruto and his entire family are placed on Root's bingo book. The plan was to take Naruto and Kushina alive and have Minato killed, but killing Minato is not as easy as it seems. While both Kushina and Naruto are captured, all in hopes of taking Naruto's eyes and removing Kurama from Kushina, Minato escapes his assassination, and with help from his former student, Kakashi, reveals who's behind it. Both Minato and Kakashi storm Root's secret headquarters in hopes of finding Naruto and Kushina, and together they carve through all who stand in their way. They eventually reach Danzo, who refuses to give in. They fight, and it becomes obvious to Danzo that his age is catching up with him. His use of Izanagi is limited, and he's quickly losing ground as he's reaching for the last of his extra lives. He makes a last-ditch effort to defeat Minato by having Kurama fully removed from Kushina, which Danzo attempts to control with Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan. He plans to use the tailed beast to fight Minato and Kakashi, and the tide of battle is slowly beginning to turn. In the end, Kakashi manages to reach Danzo and put an end to him, which breaks Kurama free from Danzo's control. By this time, Kushina has died from the loss of the tailed beast. The Nine Tails begins to ravage the village. Minato finds Naruto, who cowers to him in fear. He picks up his son, who asks him what's going on. Minato tells him that he needs to protect the village from the nine-tailed fox. He leaves Naruto with Kakashi and specifically tells him to stay behind, but Kakashi wishes to aid his mentor and does not wish to be relegated to babysitting. Minato leaves to face the Nine Tails. It eventually becomes apparent that the Nine Tails will need to be sealed. They cannot kill it or the balance will be broken. He cannot seal it into himself, as doing so would kill the Nine Tails as well. In the end, he makes the decision. He decides to seal half of the Nine Tails into Naruto and the other half into Kakashi. In doing so, he will ensure that balance will remain and that Naruto can handle all of the Nine Tails' power. Using the Reaper Death Seal, he begins to pull Kurama's chakra. With his last moments, he tells his son how much he loves him. Naruto is crying and begging him not to go, but Minato tells him that some things can't be changed, and sometimes fate is cruel. He tells his son to be strong and to keep believing in himself no matter what. He then seals the Nine Tails into both Kakashi and Naruto before perishing. Around this time, the third Hokage finds them both and realizes what has happened. After a quick debrief from Kakashi, the third Hokage officially disbands Root, and Kakashi is retired from Anbu with full honors. The third Hokage returns from retirement and continues to care for Naruto, though he does not allow him to live in the Hokage's residence. The villagers of the Hidden Leaf begin to revile Naruto. They believe that it was because of him that the Nine Tails escaped, and believe that he truly is a reincarnation, but not one of the Sage of Six Paths. They believe he's the reincarnation of Madara Uchiha, the one who attempted to destroy the leaf. In one moment, Naruto has lost everything: his home, his family, his freedom, all because he was a tool used for politics. The Uchiha wished to use him as a reason to rebel. His father wished to use him as a way to foster peace. Danzo wished to use him as a reason to put down all threats. All Naruto wanted was to live with his parents, but the world had chewed him up and spit him back out. And it was now currently chewing him back up once again. Everyone hated him, and what had Naruto done? All he had done to this point was exist, and now people were scared of him, all because of his strange eyes. More than once, Naruto had been tempted just to rip them out so people would accept him, but he also had the Nine Tails within him. He would never be accepted. But he wasn't alone. Kakashi was there as well and would spend time with Naruto. Kakashi was the only one who wasn't scared of him. Even the third Hokage seemed scared of him. After all, it was a commonly believed thing that those who possessed the Rinnegan, the most exalted of all dojutsu, that they could become either a god of creation or a god of destruction. And Naruto certainly so far had displayed that trouble followed him everywhere. Even if he meant no harm, trouble would find him, and that possibly hinted that he could be a destroyer. However, Kakashi managed to convince Naruto to join the academy to become a shinobi, to put his power to good use. And so Naruto did, and he excelled. Every jutsu he was shown and taught he managed to get a hold of quickly. He eventually would graduate and be put on the same team as Sasuke Uchiha, the last Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno, Naruto's childhood crush. The teams were built to be balanced, but Team 7 was a special case. Kakashi wished to bond his team together. If there had been anything he learned over his long shinobi career, it was that the most important thing was a good team bond. Teamwork. Each member should care for the others. When asked what they wanted for their future, Sakura obviously wants Sasuke. Sasuke wants to kill the man who destroyed his clan, and Naruto merely wishes to be accepted by people. They do the bell test, and together with Sasuke, Naruto really pushes Kakashi to the edge. It should be noted that in this version of Team 7, Sasuke starts off with an incredible respect for Naruto. He believes he is weak emotionally and IQ-wise, but believes he's a genius as he's already mastering high-level ninjutsu as just a kid, and has shown the ability to use all 5 basic natures. Sasuke wishes to keep up, but at this moment he finds a kindred spirit within Naruto, as Naruto knows what it's like to lose his family firsthand to someone else, and also to possess a special dojutsu that everyone respects. Together they push Kakashi so far that he needs to use version 1 just to stay safe. At this point, Kakashi knows that his team is going to be a true elite team. In the end, even though they just barely miss getting the bells, Kakashi passes them easily. Their career starts off pretty much the same as before, except when the Land of Waves arc happens. When first facing Zabuza, Kakashi utterly destroys him. He doesn't even need Naruto and Sasuke's power. And when the Demon Brothers attack Naruto, Naruto easily deals with them without needing Sasuke's help. When it comes down to the training, Naruto and Sasuke quickly catch up. Naruto easily masters it because, after all, Rinnegan users can master most techniques just by looking at them. Sasuke has some issues, but catches up too. Sakura quickly masters it as well. Naruto also manages to talk with Inari as well. Due to the still fresh memory of his lost parents, Naruto's personality is a little less jagged. He seems more soft on people and cares a bit more. He would quickly make friends with Inari and their bond would be strong. Eventually, when they go to the bridge to watch over its construction, Zabuza and Haku would appear. Once more, Kakashi would face Zabuza, but it would not be hard to beat him. As Sasuke and Naruto are fighting Haku, they quickly overpower him and defeat him too. When Gato and his men show up, Team 7 hold them off and protect the bridge. The bridge is then named the legendary 7 Bridge in honor of Team 7. After this arc would be the Chunin exams arc. Kakashi has no qualms currently with admitting his team to the Chunin exams, and with their track record, the 3rd Hokage agrees. So the group is admitted to the Chunin exams. With the aid of the Rinnegan, Naruto has no problem getting the answers, and Sasuke doesn't either. Sakura already knows the answers because she's a genius. So the first test is a breeze. The second test is the Forest of Death. Due to Team 7's ability, most of the other Genin teams attempt to avoid them, so they don't really have to worry about losing their scroll. Their goal is to merely find whoever has the other scroll and take it. With the use of the Sharingan and the Rinnegan, that wouldn't be too hard to do. It's at about this time that Orochimaru comes out of the woodwork, but his target is not Sasuke. It's Naruto. And why wouldn't it be? This is the chance of a lifetime. Orochimaru wanted a Sharingan, but instead he could get the far more powerful Rinnegan, Uzumaki chakra reserves, and a tailed beast. The first thing he would attempt to do is suppress the tailed beast within him. This would cause Naruto to pass out, but he's saved just as before by Sakura. He then turns to Sasuke. When Sasuke manages to hold his own and even partially burn his disguise, Orochimaru finds himself impressed. Despite the fact that Sasuke is not his target, he brands him anyway as a fallback target should something stop him from taking Naruto. He then leaves. While they're unconscious, other teams begin to form up and come after their team's scroll. Sakura can't hold them off forever, but there would be some who would take pity on them and possibly stay with them or make sure they're properly taken care of. So when the Genin of the Hidden Sound come, they would find themselves standing against at least one team, perhaps 2 of skilled Genin. After that though, when Naruto and Sasuke awaken, they'll be off to find those who took their scroll and take the enemies too. This comes to the 3rd stage of the exams, the exhibitions. This would actually go mostly the same. They would get their month off and Sasuke would train with Kakashi. Naruto would end up training with Jiraiya as well. Jiraiya would have no issues with this, finding that he's both the child of Minato as well as the bearer of the Rinnegan. He would surely believe Naruto to be that child of prophecy and would ultimately choose to train him. Trading stories about Minato, Naruto would find true companionship and possibly the uncle or grandfather he never had. Jiraiya would help him unlock the seal that Orochimaru closed up and start working to train Naruto with how to deal with it. Naruto would actually start doing well. Better than normal. The Rinnegan would offer him more control over Kurama than previously. This means he would get far more out of this training than before. Jiraiya would also start to help him become the gutsy ninja we know. Currently, Naruto is a bit more timid than before. He hasn't had to live his entire life alone like in other AUs, but has suffered the loss of his parents firsthand, and an incredible hatred a bit different than the other Narutos. That being said, his personality isn't that far removed from the current Naruto, and what he misses, Jiraiya will help him become. He returns after his month of training with a bit more confidence and a lot more cheer. He would be ready for his battle with Sasuke, but before he can fight, the Konoha Crush arc begins as Orochimaru launches his attack on the village. This, believe it or not, goes exactly as before up to Naruto's battle with Gaara, in which he accidentally summons the demonic statue of the Outer Path as opposed to Gamabunta after Gaara hurts Sakura. He uses its power to utterly crush Gaara. The demonic statue summons its chakra chains and removes the one tail from Gaara, causing Gaara to die. Naruto would regain control and wonder what happened. During this time, Orochimaru would have fought the 3rd Hokage and killed him, but only after the loss of function in his arms, causing him to flee. Most of the rest of this continues as it would in the official story. The same would go down in the search for Tsunade almost to a T. It's not long after that the Akatsuki begin to mobilize. Obito visits Sasuke and offers revenge in exchange for service. At this point, Obito would realize that Naruto has grown far more than he expected, and now is in the possession of both the Nine Tails and the One Tail, as well as the demonic statue of the Outer Path. It would not be so easily to merely deal with him. And without a Rinnegan user, the plan is moot. They need a Rinnegan user. And so Obito would recall Madara's words on how he achieved it and plan to do the same to Sasuke. Implant him with Hashirama's cells and then wait for the Rinnegan to happen. He informs Sasuke that this may take time, but Sasuke agrees to it just so long as he gets to kill Itachi. Sasuke leaves the village much like he did in the original story, but instead of the Sound 4 taking him, it's members of the Akatsuki, such as Deidara and Hidan. These S-rank missing nin made it next to impossible to bring Sasuke home, even with Naruto there, and so it ended in failure. For the next few years, Naruto and Sasuke trained themselves. That was, until the Rinnegan formed in Sasuke's eyes. It formed far faster than it had for Madara, but that was a blessing. It meant that Obito could see his dream fulfilled in his own lifetime. At this time, Jiraiya is being sent to Amagakure to investigate this group known as the Akatsuki. What he learns there is that there is no Akatsuki. Not anymore. Hanzo the Salamander crushed them all one day after the offer of peace. He forced Nagato to kill Yahiko, and then with his own hands, Hanzo killed Konan. And with all of his friends dead, they lastly killed Nagato. This filled Jiraiya with sorrow. At this moment, he wished that he had been able to kill Hanzo in the war. He reports back to Tsunade about his findings only to be met with confusion. If the Akatsuki were destroyed, then who was it that took Sasuke? Elsewhere, Sasuke has tracked down Itachi. The two have their battle, but Itachi is surprised that Sasuke is now in possession of the Rinnegan. Sasuke retorts that he never needed to have the same eyes as his brother, as Itachi had told him. Instead, he just needed better eyes. When Itachi attempts to use Amaterasu, Sasuke would merely teleport away. When Itachi tried to use Susanoo, Sasuke used the Geto statue. Sasuke outclassed Itachi in every way, and just as Itachi had hoped would happen, his little brother Sasuke put an end to his life. While this was happening, back at the Leaf, Kakashi would find himself standing before a masked man. After a brief scuffle in which Kakashi is defeated, the masked man would look down on Kakashi and remove his mask to show that he was indeed Obito, the teammate he left behind that day during the Third Shinobi World War. Obito would remove the tailed beast from Kakashi and then finally remove his birthday present he had given him, reclaiming his Mangekyo Sharingan. Returning his mask to his face, Obito would leave. As the Akatsuki, under Sasuke's power and Obito's guidance, continued to hunt down the tailed beasts, another 5 Kage summit was called and was to be held in the Land of Iron. Tsunade and her aide Shizune are invited to go. From there, it's determined that the Akatsuki are a legitimate threat and plan to form a coalition to deal with them. Sasuke manages to retrieve the 8 tails from Killer Bee, or at least part of it, and the Geto statue is summoned. The coalition makes their way out to the final battle where Obito is with Sasuke. Obito attempts to betray Sasuke and take his Rinnegan from him and kill him, but Sasuke has seen this coming and manages to counter Obito and destroy him. Sasuke absorbs the 10 tails and becomes the 10 tails Jinchuriki. Naruto, however, is not defenseless. With everything he's learned, despite the fact that he is merely the Jinchuriki of half of the 9 tails, he still possesses a Rinnegan as well, and thus possesses the same chakra as the Sage of 6 Paths, due to having chakra from both Indra and Asura. But the same is true for Sasuke as well, and a battle between titans ensues. Naruto finds that Sasuke's use of truth-seeking balls allows him to absorb most, if not all, ninjutsu. However, as soon as Naruto smashes him with the Rasengan, Naruto discovers that for everything Sasuke can absorb, Sage Jutsu is not one of those. Killer Bee joins the fray with Naruto, and after a fist bump, he gives some of Gyuki's chakra to him, and the 8 tails allows him to speak with the other tailed beasts. Naruto vows that if they trust him, he will free them. They offer to Naruto their chakra, and Naruto, with that, along with the chakra of both Indra and Asura, obtains his own Sage of 6 Paths transformation. With this together, Naruto and Sasuke battle. At this point, nobody else can keep up with them, and so most of the coalition is sidelined. Naruto begs Sasuke to stop this madness, but Sasuke's already decided. Itachi's death was the Leaf's fault. All nations and shinobi villages have a single issue: war, miscommunication, selfishness. Sasuke decides that there shouldn't be a Hokage, Kazekage, Raikage, Mizukage, Tsuchikage, or any Kage. There should only be one. A ruler who will ensure that peace reigns and that war no longer exists. And while Naruto agrees with the lack of war, he knows that all that power centralized to a single person would ultimately corrupt, and that nobody should have that level of power. Sasuke claims that he's sorry it must come to this, but from the very start of their rivalry he always knew it would come to this. And so the two continue to fight. Eventually Naruto gets the upper hand and manages to deal a deep wound to Sasuke. Together with the shinobi forces, they manage to tear the 10 tails from Sasuke's body, and Naruto absorbs it, becoming the next 10 tails Jinchuriki. The battle comes to a close, as does the war. Naruto is hailed as a hero. Eventually, as cleanup begins, Naruto is asked what he'll do next. He exclaims that he'll keep a promise he made, and then releases the tailed beasts trapped within the statue, including the 9 tails. Kurama asks why he would do that, and Naruto says it's because he was also inside the 10 tails. He laments that he cannot release Gyuki without killing Killer Bee, but Gyuki states that he doesn't mind it in the least. Killer Bee does question, however, how Naruto survived losing his own tailed beast. And Naruto says it's because he's kept the husk of the Ten Tails inside, and that shell is providing all the chakra his body would rely upon to him. And with this, the story draws to a close. So, what did you think of this what if? I won't lie, this is perhaps one of the most fun I've done thus far. As I said earlier, one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to Naruto is the multiple dojutsu. The design and awesome powers that come with them were always one of my favorite things in Naruto. From Kakashi's Sharingan to Toneri's Tenseigan, I was always a Danzo, well, not in a creepy way, like I made it sound. Anyway, what did you think? Did you like the story? Think anything would have changed in a different way? I would love to hear about it. Leave a comment below and give the video a like, it really helps out when you do. Also consider giving us a subscription and a ring of the bell if you really like our content and would like to see more of it. As I said earlier, we try to drop a new video every day and I'm sure you don't want to miss that, right? Thanks for watching, peace.